you, fuck you, fuck you.
We live. Yeah, yeah. Hi there. Working on my British accent. You listening to Fuck 'Em by Juan Rossi, Player B, and Cognac. Some Kansas City talent. Yeah, and I'm Cognac, as you should know. Hey. Shit, this is what, a Saturday night?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. Fuck 'em. Everybody talking that shit. Fuck 'em. But we gonna give y'all just a snippet of that. So we gonna cut in to the podcast. Let y'all know what it is tonight. I'm Cognac, the host sometimes. You gotta, we always keep it player. It really ain't like one person that's like controlling or doing nothing. It's all hands on deck. You got to the left of me, you got my boy BLE. That's his entertainment. That's him, Buddy Light. And to the left of him, we got Tone Capone.
Tone Capone.
Yeah, it's pretty much the usual suspects, That's how
Saturday.
we do. On a Saturday night, we could be at your club near you, turning the fuck up, standing on your couch, talking shit in your girl's ear, but we doing this shit tonight.
And we might want to have you here with us next time.
Yeah, and I do stand on the motherfucking table, especially if it's a goddamn Pisces party, nigga. I'm just saying.
Okay.
So shit,
Pisces up.
Real in the field.
Yeah. So, just to let the, air be clear, like I said, we throwing zodiacs out there, so you think you compatible, get in the DMs, get in the comment section, say some slick shit to us, You can like it, you can share it, you can subscribe it, or you can not like it, or not share it, or not subscribe it. We don't give a fuck.
Fuck you.
We just we just put some shit on the mic and trying to enlighten you on some other shit. You know what I mean? Some niggas is out here that's doing their thing, and it is what it is. Or some brothers, for those that don't use the N-word, but I use it loosely. It keeps my teeth white. Like Paul Moody say. But anyway, we can segue that into what we were talking about the other night where we got off into reparations. And, this show, we ain't really trying to be too serious, basically. But we going to talk about some serious shit at times. So I say that to say we got a lot of subjects to talk about, and all the bullshit that's going on in the world today, whether it's in the entertainment industry, politics, government, police, whatever's going on sports-wise, anything, we going to talk about all that shit. But you going to also have some comedy, too. Because, it is what it is. We got characters and personalities, so niggas going to be funny. So if you saw the other shows, it was entertainment. Hope y'all was entertained, pretty much.
It ain't going to get that out of hand as that first fucking show. But
we
got a serious side, too.
Yeah, we got a serious side. And before we go into talking about the reparations, I do want to say that social media is what it is. You know what I mean? We putting shit out to the universe. People, other people are liking it or sharing it or subscribing it or maybe not liking it. But it is what it is. We just throwing it out there for y'all and let us know what y'all think about our comments. Y'all can always comment and, try to create some dialogue with us. But the topic reparations has been around for a long time. And we talking about reparations for ADOS, hashtag ADOS, African Descendants of Slaves, us.
Of the transit line.
Us. And I do want to start off this topic talking about, I got a question for y'all, for the panel here. Because DJ Vlad, y'all probably know he got a show. He gets, he get a lot of positive stuff, ratings from the show, then he gets some negative. But the one thing that he talked about was he, on his show or on his Twitter or whatever, he made a statement saying that he feels that African Americans, should get reparations because think about it, it's like overdue. But he being too opinionative or trying to be too involved or trying to curb a narrative, he said that he feel it should be in the form of college, a college degree, or like $100,000 college education.
And I have no problem with that, but we'll get back to it. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, we have no problem with what he said as far as that being one of the things. But let's just get one thing straight. If you feel a certain way about something, Vlad, it's okay. But you can't create the narrative of how we get it. You got nothing to do with this, dog. You can just sit back and just say you agree that, this is what you feel we should have. Cut. All that extra stuff, bro, you ain't got to throw it in there because look at it this way. Everybody is not going to college. And then you got some people who's already been to college. And then you got some people who just ain't finna go. So you can't make that the standard of what should be given, So, and you can't even, suggest that because, of course, you're not a politician. You're not in law. You're not going to, write that in and have people, voting on that. So the point is you shouldn't suggest what other people should get because it's above your pay grade, dog. All I'm saying. So I want to go to, and that ain't no shots fired. I'm just speaking it, keeping it real because that's what we do. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, I want to go straight over to Tone Capone. And, Tone, I want to ask you, just on the strength of, not about money, but if you wasn't black and you was just sitting back, because Vlad ain't black and he had a whole lot to say. So, hypothetically, if you was sitting back and you just knew about the subject, you knew what was going on, you knew what went on, you knew the atrocities and all that stuff, and just sitting back, because they said 70% of Americans are against it. So would you be for or against?
You know that's bullshit.
Right. Yeah, where they getting these numbers from?
Yeah.
Or, you know what? Fuck it. You a black man. Let's just hear your story of what you feel we should have and what you think we deserve after being in this country for so many years, prior to a lot of other people coming here. Shit, half of us probably have, I'm not sure, don't quote me on this, but maybe some of us was in this region, probably not all over here, but probably in the region prior to 1619, because, the transatlantic slave did start in 1492, so that's like almost a couple hundred years, at least 150, so we could have already have been coming up here from the, South America.
Well, the Egyptians, they had ships. They'd already circumnavigated the earth. So why wouldn't we have?
We've been here. Yeah. But my thing is both of us probably wasn't here because if we've been here, we've seen the climate. And if you're coming from Africa, I'm not trying to move to Missouri.
Hey, maybe it is in the summertime.
Yeah, you come in the summer.
Maybe
that's how muds got stuck in that ice age, though. They went up there, it was like summer, and they found out, oh, shit, this winter is, we stuck, nigga.
Yeah, right. We are freezing.
It ain't never getting warm again.
That's why they needed us.
Right. But, that's a whole nother story. But we could get into that. But I just want to ask Tone, what do you feel that we should have and what we deserve as being African descendants of slaves? Because at the end of the day, just the facts are the facts. We really still aren't completely free. We always got to look over our shoulder. We always have to take the high road. That's the expectation. We always have to look good in front of others where other people can act the ass in public, do whatever the fuck they want to do on camera, on TV. But it's always, we're scrutinized the most. So if you expect so much from us, shouldn't in return there should be an expectation?
I can say yes.
Oh, shit.
And I can say no.
Okay.
Tone Capone.
Yes. Everybody should get at least about $2 million.
Ooh.
Shit.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Over 200-some years. But
Go ahead.
The reason why I can say no, for instance, what will happen if everybody get $2 million?
Everybody that's black?
bunch of bullshit.
Everybody, or how would you distribute that?
Everybody, if you got an account and you see 2 million up in there, you know, if you see 2 million up in there,
where this shit come from?
Hey, but, I woke up this morning, I checked my bank, cuz it's 2 million.
It's 2
Tell the
million.
motherfuckers I ain't coming to work today. Shit, we balling.
So, but like I said, no at the same time with money, but the economy will be jacked up.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, they ain't doing that shit on Trump's watch.
Plus everything.
No, they not.
Everything will be. Everybody be buying up everything because they got money.
So you saying that?
So the manufacturers wouldn't be able to keep up with the demand.
But the question is, are they gonna be responsible with the shit, or are they just gonna buy shit?
They will have to be super responsible.
Well,
because if they're not looking at the celebrities that already got the money.
Do they get the 2 million? Or if they already got 2 million or more, they exempt from it? Is that fair?
That's a good question.
That sounds good.
Is that fair?
Because very good
because and not to say that nobody else don't have the opportunity to get there, and we not shading nobody who's a successful athlete or entertainer or whatever, but if they're giving out reparations, it's for those who are having a struggle of, you know, making it and pulling themselves up.
I could say, you know.
So would the rich people like Oprah and them get too?
No.
She wouldn't get nothing?
The fans gave you your goddamn reparations.
Right.
You can corner the fucking market.
Hey,
she
took the words right out of my mouth.
Shit.
Okay, so
exactly what I was about to say.
I can see that point because they don't need it. They don't need it.
You already got that.
Really, they should be giving us some of that. I was saying that yesterday.
Your signing bonus.
Yeah, they should be giving some.
If these motherfuckers would like, share, and subscribe, we wouldn't need the fucking reparations shit.
I'll still take that 2 million check though. If you feel like paying that check, just give me a call. I'll tell you what bank I bank with. we taking all deposits.
We got to get the Cash App. Maybe
Cash App. Yeah. Hey, I got a PayPal. Just look me up on PayPal. I'll wait a couple days to get that. But when it clears, yes.
Fuck yeah.
But I was curious because if it's a monetary disbursement, then it would have to be in that number.
Yeah.
You know, but as educated men that we all are, we know that we just hypothetically speaking, because we all know the government, if they ain't gave it to us now, they probably ain't got their ink wet on that little pen with the feather in it.
Right.
They sign in the law.
Trump didn't even give the money to the HBCUs that he promised.
They gonna try
reparations is way down on the list. The fuck down.
But hypothetically speaking, it can't just be cash. It got to be land. We talking about
laws
passed
and check it out.
Laws changed.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw one at Vlad.
Tax-free land.
You said $100,000 college education. That could be one of those caveats for those who want to go to college.
Right.
So out of your $2 million, you get 100. We ain't giving you 2. We giving you 1.9. You got free college. But I want to go here because I got some stuff. I did some research today.
Go ahead.
And we want to make it to where people understand. When we talk about reparations for African descendants of slaves, we ain't talking about white people open up your pocketbooks. We're talking about the powers that be that run the institution of the United States of America. Those people that are in power, the politicians, people who sign laws, pass laws, they don't have nothing to do with regular people. So if it is a true 70% that disagree with it, understand what the actual atrocities were, the years. It pretty much trumped every other bad thing that happened on this planet, pretty much as far as we know.
They give the Jews so many props, and I'm not saying nothing about the Jews. You know, I realize that the Holocaust was a serious issue, but at the same time, it pales in comparison to 400 years of fucking oppression, bro.
Exactly.
It pales in comparison.
400 years and counting.
Exactly. Yeah. Still ain't free.
And check it out. And that's just here in the United States. Because think, we going 400 years here from 1619 to now. But they started this transatlantic slave trade prior to 1619. It was already going on.
It's Negroes.
That's when the English got involved.
Yeah, it's Negroes fucked up in the Caribbean.
All
over the world.
So this is not just on America's checkbook. Let me tell y'all something. During the slavery time, it was 15 major corporations who profited from slavery. And these is corporations that's worldwide, local, nationwide. I mean, these is like, I'm finna read off the names, and y'all gonna know.
You gonna give them a shout out?
I'm gonna have to give them a shout out because I'm putting them on they on the chopping block. Because they responsible for this too. Like this check that supposed to be cut, y'all responsible for this check too. It ain't just the U.S. government. Y'all got y'all hands and feet dirty. So, first on the list is Lehman Brothers.
Oh shit!
You already know. They had their hands in it, and they on Wall Street. They their company actually started from trading black people.
Yeah, I say they public
on Wall Street.
Yes.
Number 2 is Aetna Insurance Company. They was insuring the slaves for the slave master. So you got a slave that gets hurt or dies, the slave master gets a check.
Well, you know, and
do your history. Yes, sir.
I don't want to cut your train of thought off, but at the same time, the actual slave masters back in the day actually received reparations from the U.S. government.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got that in here, too.
Okay. I was just, you know, you mentioned that, and it,
Yeah, because the government did pay them reparations.
It's mind-blowing.
Yes.
So that's why we are talking about cash, because if you look back on reparations, whether it was for the Japanese, whether it was for the Alaskans, who also were a part of the internment camps in World War II, they was taken from those islands up there. I think it's Sitka Island and another island, and they went and took all of them to Juneau, the capital of Alaska, and had them had them in camps up there during World War II. So they paid cash to all these different groups of people. And then in 2013, in North Carolina, they paid $15 million to people that they were doing using for eugenics.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they paid a cash payment.
That's a very interesting word.
Oh,
I don't know how many of our viewers know about eugenics.
Go ahead. Talk about eugenics real quick.
Yeah,
go ahead.
And I finish my list.
That's some serious shit. That's just another form of slavery, but it's mind slavery.
Yeah.
See, people don't understand that the worst form of slavery is the
physical
and
the mental
emotional slavery, not the physical slavery. We focus on the chains and the bondage, but the slavery that has lasted throughout time is the mental slavery.
Right.
And when we want to get back to eugenics, basically that was a program to where they wanted to eradicate all of the people who they felt were inferior.
Right.
They wanted to create basically a dominant race, the same as the Holocaust, the same as Hitler's idea.
Right. The Nazis did.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So you basically taking, just like if you were, at a fruit market and you picking out the bad fruit and you getting rid of it. So that's eugenics for y'all, to break it down.
Right.
Y'all trying to keep the good fruit
rid of the bad fruit
and get rid of the bad fruit. But what is considered bad fruit? That's the question.
Yeah, who gets to decide?
Who gets to decide who is bad fruit? Who gets thrown out? So it doesn't spoil the whole bushel. They call them bushels.
Right. I tell you like this.
Bushels or bundles.
My grandma taught me how to pick out the good fruit, and her number one rule was if that shit had brown on it,
or
you
black
feel me?
Spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it had brown or black on it, that shit was going. That
was bad fruit.
That was bad fruit. And so
could that be psychological too?
Hey,
cause
I'm
think about it.
I'm not fucking with no brown fruit, but yeah.
I'm not fucking with no. It depends on the fruit.
I'm not fucking with no brown bananas.
When the banana turn brown, they say that's when it's at its sweetest.
But that's real talk though.
Yeah, it's at its sweetest. Does it lose a little, potassium or something? Maybe.
That window short in the motherfucker. Once that bitch
Hey,
turn
once that
brown,
bitch look like a leopard, nigga, you're done.
you can set it on your windowsill, get some of that vitamin C and that shit. But
yeah, once that bitch starts spotting and getting
you better make a
and
smoothie
leaking
out that bitch.
Or how about this?
Some banana pudding or something.
When you see them gnats start flying, nigga, get rid of that goddamn banana. You better eat that shit or throw it out. But let me finish this list though, because it's a lot of people that y'all as the viewers probably never researched, never knew, and it's okay because you got us. You got us.
Right.
So number 3 is J.P. Morgan Chase.
Ooh.
Yeah.
They own the list.
I think I had a mortgage through them motherfuckers.
Man, I used to have a car through them, Chase Bank.
And how many of y'all bank with them?
So I used to have a bank account because I had my car with them.
I think they was partially responsible for the 2008 downturn or depression or whatever.
Yeah, and Lehman Brothers, both of them on this list.
Yeah.
And
we bailed all their asses out.
Guess who I'm gonna hit you with?
Taxpayers.
Another one that was part of that list in 2008 who actually went out of business. Now I'm checking. Y'all follow me now because I'm on to something.
Because only a few of them went out of business.
Because Lehman Brothers didn't go out of business.
Right.
They shut down AIG. They let them go. And they shut down this next one here, Wachovia. Wachovia Bank.
I remember that, yeah.
They own the list. And they president of Wachovia in 2000, I forgot the year, actually made a public apology for slavery. He's the only one. Y'all can look this up. This is true, fact. The president of Wachovia Bank was the only one who made an apology for their role in slavery. But he only made an apology. He didn't open a checkbook. And he was working at the bank. He owned the bank. He could have started the thing on up. Shit. And you got, next is the Rothschilds, the bank in London. Rothschilds and Sons, bank in London. And this name has been thrown around. If you listen to conscious people, they're going to tell you about the Rothschild Bank. Rothschild Bank of London, they got bread. They got bread.
Oh, yeah. They do.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah. They was part of the slave trade.
And see, I don't mean to cut you off, but all that money was made back during the 40s and 50s and 60s coming up through time. All that money was made off the backs of slaves. That was the whole reason why they apologized in the first place, because they know that they created wealth at a time,
generational wealth.
Yeah, at a
generational
time where
wealth
were being oppressed, and when we were being psychologically discombobulated, they were making freaking millions, billions.
But check this out. I'm gonna hit you with another one here. The Canadian National Railway Company.
Oh, shit.
That's their new name. Their old name used to be Mobile in Ohio.
Yeah, we know about Mobile.
So check this out.
Who said Mobile in Ohio?
So check this out. Or if you in the South, they say Mobile.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I've been down to Alabama, I-10, going to New Orleans or going to H-Town, and you stopping through Mississippi, Gulfport, or Mobile, Alabama.
On the way
they
to Tampa,
turn up, especially in the classic.
Who know our real name?
Matter of fact, what month is this? October? Man, they got some shit popping off next month.
Shit,
they got some, man, we might have to go to Mobile. But anyway, that's a whole other story. We're going to take the show on the road. But we're going to stay on script here. They used to be called Mobile in Ohio, or Mobile, and they value the slaves that they lost to the war and to emancipation at $199,691 each.
1865.
That's on record.
Big money.
That's on record, 1800s. And guess what? That's worth today. Tone, you gonna trip.
Hey.
2.2 million today. That's what it's worth today. 200,000 back then in the 1800s is worth 2.2 million today. So if
tenfold, huh?
So if they value the slaves that was lost to the war or emancipation, ran away, can't find them no more at 200,000, that means they giving the slave owner 200 racks back
well,
then.
And we understand what you're saying, and I don't want to cut your list off because it sounds like a lot of research went into that motherfucker.
Oh, hell yeah, it did.
The basic point that you're making is that it's more than just the federal government that owes this debt.
Right. So
and I can understand that.
So that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of people, if it's 70% of the population here that disagrees with reparations, they don't understand the depth of who all is responsible. They only think that, oh, the government is going to go bankrupt paying black people. No, it's not just the government. But they got a bulk of it because they got the money. Because I recall in 2008, before Obama was president, they cut a check for $350 billion under Bush to gave it to all the banks, all these car companies, and then they got another one when Obama got sworn in. The next day, he signed another check matching that.
And you know what? And that's one of the biggest stains on Obama's legacy is that he bailed out the banks. But my whole rationale behind that is if you don't bail out the banks, they're going to fall into foreign control.
Or
if you don't bail out the automotive industry, which he did, Chrysler, GM, all them, Ford didn't take the bailout, but all these banks and all these car companies took the bailout. And my thing is, everything is so interlaced right now with these foreign powers or whatever.
Right.
If Obama, that's one thing. If you're gonna hate Obama for some shit, don't ever hate him for restoring the economy to the way it is, because now we celebrating and we kicking it. But if Obama did make those hard decisions, he might not did everything right. It's a lot of shit I don't agree with. But if Obama hadn't made the decision to bail out these U.S. companies and keep that shit U.S. owned or whatever, where would we be now? And see, we give Trump a lot of ignorant people give Trump the credit for the economy right now.
He's just taking over from...
There wouldn't even be a freaking economy if Obama didn't allocate those funds and say, you know, we're going to take these tax dollars and invest in ourselves and invest in American businesses. You know, Trump talks all that America first shit, but Obama actually did that shit. He actually invested in American companies and kept them here on American soil, because we still would have been buying cars and they still would have been manufacturing cars, but more and more parts and more assembly jobs would have came from overseas, though.
Right, but check this out. My stance ain't really going after Obama or nobody. My stance is the government paid money at a particular time and the actual system didn't go bankrupt. So they paid out $700 billion to all these people, banks, car companies, and everything was still the same. As a matter of fact, the stock market went back up shortly thereafter.
But you got to realize, those were publicly traded companies, and it's not that they would have folded necessarily, but the stockholders would have lost complete interest in those companies.
Right.
And the only way that you can keep that money coming in and keep those stockholders happy is to make it profitable.
Right.
So at the same time, you would have actually hurt American economy even more by not bailing them out, because you would have affected all the stockholders that had a vested interest here in America.
Okay, but check it out. Check this out. I'm not debating the American government bailing all them people out. I'm making the correlation of the two.
Oh, shit.
If you have the money then, you got the money now, and you can put up $700 billion right now, along with these other companies. And I finished the list, and I'm done with this list.
But let me say this before you go on. You know, recognize though, we do have almost a $1 billion deficit right now.
Okay.
You know, let that sink in.
Okay.
While we having this discussion of reparations, and I agree with reparations. I don't agree necessarily with a monetary value.
Right. It's not just about the money. No.
But at
it's
the
about
same
a lot of
time, just keep in mind that we have over a $984 billion deficit,
almost $1 trillion.
that's growing by the day. Matter of fact.
But check this out, though. But yeah, we can sign on out, man. It's been a great one. I'm going to go ahead and throw the deuces up to y'all. We're going to fuck with y'all another week, you know what I mean? And right now, you got Cognac right here, a.k.a. Wise King Leo X. Wise Enterprises is the company. You can call it Wise ENT. And you got Buddy Light. And you better put a Y with that light. And it's BLE Inc. on his side.
Blink.
We both, don't blink, because you might miss something, goddamn right. But shit, it's food stamps and checks. Fuck your man, I'm your ex. And we signing out.
Bitch, you lying, your toes don't match.
And they don't match. Who's next? One. Yes, sir.
It is what it is.
Yeah, we finally got to a point where, man, hey, we doing this. Oh, for real.